Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 14 Pro Max and compare it against the iPhone 12 Pro Max and see which specific phone is the better one for you. Did I say 14 Pro Max? I'm at 15 Pro Max right here. Now, both these phones are very big and very massive, so they're like kind of uncomfortable to hold for long periods of time. I will tell you though, if you have all the money in the world, definitely go for the 15 Pro Max. But is the 12 Pro Max a good deal? I guess we'll find out. Links will be down in the description though. If you want to pick up some phones I would recommend buying this year, you can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both of them, they're roughly around the same size, which is kind of interesting because the 12 Pro Max came out back in 2020. So this phone was the big flagship of 2020 from Apple, and it was a very big phone. This was a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, which is funny because it's basically the same type of display on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, although there are big differences for sure. With the 12 Pro Max, this thing had a big display, the notch up top, and this was the first time we got back the flat sides on our iPhones. So that was a pretty big change coming from the previous generation of devices. Now with this type of iPhone, you're getting the reflective side still, which is nice. It's a big phone, don't get me wrong. It's a 60 hertz panel as well, so it's a slight downgrade coming from the 15 Pro Max. But overall, it's still a very good looking display, and it's a very big phone as well. The 15 Pro Max, on the other hand, you are now getting basically the same type of 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR OLED display, so the same size for the most part. However, this time you are getting that dynamic island coming from the 12 Pro Max, and it's 120 Hz. So the dynamic island is nice, you can see it right there, it looks pretty good. It's not the biggest deal breaker though, I don't think I would go and upgrade just because of that, but it is really nice that you have ProMotion. 120 Hz actually does make a pretty big difference, you can't tell over the camera, but it is a really nice touch, and I'm very happy that this type of phone actually has that type of capability. Now, in terms of the rest of the bodies, you can kind of tell that on the outside right here, you are basically getting a different type of design this year. So with the 12 Pro Max, you're getting this like reflective side to it. You do have a SIM card tray on the 12 Pro Max, which is really nice. With the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it is a smaller phone, kind of, like it does feel a little bit smaller. You're getting these like curved edges, which is really nice to feel, volume buttons and everything. But you are getting this like a little tiny action button, which is different than the iPhone 12 Pro Max's, mute switch on and off. So now you can customize this button to different things. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is built out of titanium now, where the 12 Pro Max was built out of like stainless steel or something. There are some ways where I feel like the 12 Pro Max feels better, but it is what it is. It's like a slight thing. On the bottom, this is probably one of the biggest changes here. You are getting USB-C on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, where the iPhone 12 Pro Max had Lightning. That in and of itself is probably one of the biggest differences here, and you are probably going to be getting one of the bigger changes on, going from a 12 Pro Max Lightning to a USB-C. But I will tell you, you're not going to be able to notice those types of differences like today, right now. There are still lots of advantages with Lightning. Lots of accessories are cheap. There's still lots of things going on. But I do feel like USB-C is the future. It's been the future for like 10 years now. Apple's kind of late in the game. But I'm glad they did add it. So that's another cool feature of the 15 Pro Max. Now, on the back side, I have a very cracked back on my 12 Pro Max. But you're getting frosted glass backs on both, which is really nice. Triple camera setups, LiDAR sensors. A big thing to keep in mind, just look at how much bigger the sensors are on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's a pretty big difference, and I'm very happy that we have that type of capability on the iPhone 15 Pro Max over the 12 Pro Max. Correct, but it's just I laugh every time I see this back on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. Wireless charging on both, MagSafe capability on both as well, IP certification, lots of similarities, but also lots and lots of differences this year as well. So I'll definitely tell you, going from a 12 Pro Max to the 15 Pro Max on the exterior is a very big difference. Like, you're definitely going to be noticing a much different type of phone going up to the 15 Pro Max than staying on something like the 12 Pro Max, in my opinion. So that kind of covers it up there. Now, in terms of software and longevity, you are definitely going to be getting the longer lasting phone from something like the iPhone 15 Pro Max, this one right here, than the 12 Pro Max. As of right now, the lowest supported iPhone on iOS 17 is the iPhone XR, technically, on, this is a 2018 device. This one came out in 2020. So we're like kind of like 2 iPhones away from this one being discontinued, and Apple could take away 2 iPhones just like this. So we've seen them do that before. I don't know what's going to end up happening though. I feel like with a phone like the iPhone 12 Pro Max, it's still going to be fine. Like, you're still going to be good, don't get me wrong. But if you want the longer lasting iPhone, the iPhone 15 Pro Max is the one I'd recommend a majority of people to buy. This is going to last longer. So that kind of covers it up there. Now let's do a speed comparison. The iPhone 15 Pro has an Apple A17 Pro chip inside of it with 8 gigabytes of RAM, where the iPhone 12 Pro Max has an Apple A14 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go see which one's a faster iPhone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are clear in the background, so let's get into it. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay. iPhone 15 Pro Max I think is the better one. Music 3, 2, 1. Okay. I think the 15 Pro Max is the better one here too. Let's do App Store 3, 2, 1. And the 15 Pro Max again is just flying by. The 15 Pro Max is here, 12 Pro Max is here, if you couldn't tell by the notches. And scrolling through, I'll definitely tell you the 15 Pro Max has a smoother display, but the 60 hertz display on the iPhone 12 Pro Max is still actually not that bad. Very surprising. Hopping out of here, let's do mail 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Let's do camera 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's great. Let's go and take a photo 3, 2, 1. And the 15 Pro Max definitely faster here. This one did have the night mode thing. Photo 3, 2, 1. Okay. Once again, I'd probably say the iPhone. This is the first time I've opened the photos up on here, so that one was kind of tough. We have some third-party applications we can open up on both as well. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And this one, I don't know what the heck happened here, but we'll just kind of slide on with it. I don't really know. I mean, they both are very similar. Like, they're both almost the same thing. We did have more pop-ups here, which kind of would give it to the favor of the iPhone 12 Pro Max, which is actually kind of surprising. Let's click on claim. Let's see what happens. I don't think anything really changes here. But you can kind of see, I mean, that's kind of what we're getting in this specific case. I don't even know what's going on. I just want to play the game. Let's go and get into, skip Instagram, Snapchat, 3, 2, 1. 15 Pro Max, even on that one was kind of faster. Snake versus blocks, 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 15 Pro Max, again, was the faster one there. Getting into some gameplay. Let's see if there's any big differences here as well. Which, again, I don't think there is going to be, but kind of get the idea for yourself. Pretty much the same thing. Hopping out of here. Thank you, 3, 2, 1. And so far, I'm definitely seeing the 15 Pro Max I think is the consistent faster one. But it's still very surprising how good of a job the iPhone 12 Pro Max is doing. Very, very surprising. Going up out of here. Let's go into Netflix, 3, 2, 1. Let's pop up again. I think the 15 Pro Max still was faster. Facebook 3, 2, 1. And overall, what I'll definitely tell you is I think the 15 Pro Max is faster, but the 12 Pro Max is still doing a very good job. And I'm very happy with the way the 12 Pro Max was kind of performing in the speed comparison. So that kind of covers it up there. Now, in the camera department, I do have a broken 12 Pro Max, as you can see. But overall, triple camera setups on the backside, wide ultra-wide telephoto lenses with a LiDAR sensor, 4K 60 on the front and the back of both of them, which is a really nice thing to have. Now, with the iPhone 12 Pro Max camera, I still feel like this camera is still very good. I feel like no matter what you're really going to do with it, it's going to be perfectly fine. And it's a very solid lens. You know, you're getting that 0.5x zoom on the outside. You're getting 12x zoom on the inside, which is interesting. It's a very interesting number. Video mode, slow mode, getting portrait mode, panorama mode, lots and lots of overlap. But the clear winner here is the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This is a very solid camera, and I love this camera a lot. I feel like Apple did a really decent job with it this year. 0.5x zoom, you're getting 25x zoom on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's a very big difference. That is a massive difference for sure. And once again, that in and of itself is a main reason why I would look at a phone like the 15 Pro Max and be much happier with using it because of that type of capability. You're getting video mode, cinematic mode, time lapse. You're getting lots and lots of features. But I would definitely tell you a phone like the iPhone 15 Pro Max is by far the better one I'd recommend a majority of people to buy. So when it comes down to it, I would definitely tell you the 15 Pro Max is a very good phone. It's a very good device with so much capability. You're getting dynamic island, 120 Hz, USB-C, better camera, better battery life, action button, like pretty much everything is better on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The 12 Pro Max is still a good phone if you're somebody who still owns it. I would just keep it if you want to, or if you want to go ahead and buy this thing in the used market, then go for it. But I'd recommend buying a 13 Pro Max or 14 Pro Max as at this point and save some money going from a 15 Pro Max. Or if you want, buy a 12 Pro Max in the used market, and you can still get a very decent phone. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.